Hello, hello. Would you like more brain power, physical energy, anti-aging power? Then listen up. We're going to talk today about walnut peptide. So to review, what is a peptide? Peptide is a very short chain of amino acids. Amino acids make up protein, of course, very long chains, folded in different configurations and of different complexities. Now, the weights of the molecules are measured in what's called Daltons. And a protein molecule can be 40,000, 60,000 Daltons or much higher, depending on the complexity of the molecule. But with a peptide, we can get down to the dipeptide level, 2 amino acids, or tri-peptides, 3 amino acids. So very short chain, very low molecular weight, or what's called mass. For simplicity, I'm going to use weight here. Now, this company, SmartPep, has developed what's called proprietary enzyme process technology, a special hydrolyzation to make a natural superfood concentrate that is very high, mostly 80% in most of these peptides, of 2,000 Daltons or less, okay? So the body can recognize those and apply them for specific benefits in different parts of the body. Now, with collagen, we've seen lots of results showing that it does work that way. And we used to think, oh, if you just take protein, the body will break it down into individual amino acids. So you're thinking, why should I take this? Well, it's a bit different. Specifically, with protein, the body will use it. But for one thing, as we get older, our digestive capability goes down a little bit. But also, it doesn't always break down to individual amino acids. There are a lot of different factors. And these special di and tri-peptides have been shown to be metabolized in different areas of the body, and they're actually applying for different benefits and functions. Now, I'm still learning a lot of this, but learn with me as we go because it's fascinating what's happening. It's not fully all understood yet, but many people have new interesting pieces of knowledge, and that's what we're putting together here. So the way I understand it is like this so far, is that these di and tri-peptides, and I will be posting more of this evidence on the channel as we develop it, they are actually small enough to be absorbed through the many little arteries that lead into what's called the portal vein. The portal vein takes those nutrient-rich blood and takes it to the liver. The liver metabolizes and filters all our blood. It works very hard all day and night, and it will not break down certain small, tiny peptides. They will still be available because the body recognizes with its innate intelligence that it can use them somewhere in the body. So that blood is then, that nutrient-rich blood is then, after being filtered, cleaned by the liver, is then passed on to the heart and, of course, pumped to where it needs to go in the body. And the body will apply it where it needs to be. For example, if you have a neurodegenerative disorder, or perhaps just fatigue because you're not getting enough sleep and your memory is failing, you're having trouble with concentrating, or you want to learn more or study better, the body will say, oh, wow, there's a specific nutrient peptide in there from walnut, for example, and I can apply that to that area. And the body knows, and it can apply those peptides. That's what the evidence is showing so far. So we're going to see more and more evidence coming out on how exactly this works. Fascinating stuff. So let's talk today a little bit about walnut peptide. And this one, where is it? Wisdomtide is the name of this one, from SmartPep, company right here in Vancouver. Now, in association with the National Research Council of Canada, has developed this enzymatic process technology, this proprietary technology, that 80% or more of these are down to that small molecular weight will have these peptides. And this peptide that they found in walnut meal, they're taking the defatted walnut meal and then the protein, and specifically from the protein, processing it into these specific peptides, have found that this absorbs really well to help with potentially a lot of initial research showing with neurodegenerative disorder, so it could help Alzheimer's, but just for anybody so far is showing definitely helps with memory, concentration, and learning. Okay, so if you want to affect those levels, it will help boost the brain power. And part of the way it does that, part of the mechanisms of action, work on anti-inflammatory effect and an anti-aging process through the preventing oxidative stress breakdown in the brain, which is constantly happening as we age especially. There's also a high percentage of other nutrients that still come out in these peptides, such as minerals, specifically things like magnesium, potassium, and so on, but also things like GABA. Now, GABA is also in the walnut peptide formula. When GABA is, of course, very good for sleep cycle, helps to maintain a healthy sleep cycle and get you back into that cycle. So far we're affecting brain function, sleep cycle, and the other main area is in muscles. BCAAs, or branched chain amino acids, are also existing in the walnut peptide really well. And as we know, this leucine, isoleucine, and valine combination is, again, a tri-peptide, does not metabolize in the liver, but metabolizes in the muscles. So athletes and bodybuilders have known this for years, but also for everyone, you're going to notice not only more brain power and better sleep, but you should notice a little more energy in your muscles, more strength. In other words, the muscles can have more strength to do the things you need, whether it's gardening, biking, walking, whatever you're doing, you'll have a little better strength and less fatigue in the muscles. Lastly, because of the antioxidant effect, these help to prevent free radical damage with all these peptides. So that's the neat thing too, is that they're energizing on a subtle level. You'll have a little more energy because your body's energy is freed up less with fighting those, blogging down free radical damages, oxidation stress of life, and you'll have free up some of that energy because the extra electrons donated in here will slow down that free radical damage process and thus the aging process. So it's called Wisdomtide. These are the SmartPep peptide powders. Look for them in stores or your favorite supplier online, and let me know what you think in comments below. And let's talk more in future videos about more developments on these different fascinating peptides. Thanks very much for watching.